Hello, everyone. I'm Dongming from China. I'm a teacher at Beijing Union University, teaching acupuncture and moxibustion. Today, my topic is maintaining the balance of yin and yang. I'd like to share some healthy idea of traditional Chinese medicine. I'd like to give my speech from the following three aspects: the brief introduction about my colleague, the healthy theory of traditional Chinese medicine, and at last, I'd like to introduce some acupuncture application. About my college is a special education college of Beijing Union University. It is a higher education institution for the disabled students, including visual disability and hearing disability. The acupuncture and moxibustion and tuina major I teach recruits students with visual disability. Tuina means Chinese massage. And my students, they will study in this major for 5 years, including 1 year of clinical practice. And when they graduate, they will get a bachelor degree of medicine. The courses they studied are the same as other acupuncture and moxibustion majors in other Chinese medicine university. There are some pictures I'd like to show you about our students, how they learned and studied during their campus life. The one picture is the students are taking exam on computer, the left one. They use screen readers installed on their computers, and then they can listen to the text and complete the exam. And the second picture, the students are practicing to locate acupoints on the model. The model is connected to a computer device giving voice. Students use electronic, a little pen to find the location of the acupoints with some voice instructions. And the third pictures, teacher is guiding students to practice tuina technique. And tuina is really a skillful therapy technique. They need more practical exercise. And the next, these pictures show some working situation of the students after graduate. The first one, the students are practicing in-house massage skill competition to be professional. And the second, the graduate works in the pediatric tuina department of the hospital. And they receive the praise from the patients. And third picture shows some graduates open their own clinics and have success careers. Well, that is a brief introduction about my students and colleagues. Hope more people come to know. Well, next to the main topic today, one of the understanding and concept of health in traditional Chinese medicine, that is a balance of yin and yang. Before we discuss yin and yang, maybe we first have to understand the other concept is holistic. The holistic concept is a typical characteristic of traditional Chinese medicine. The concept reflects the importance of the relationship between man and nature, close connection of all parts of man themselves. There are two aspects. The one is unity between human and nature, and also the surrounding environment. And the next is a human body themselves is an organic whole. At the basic of the holistic concept, we can go further to discuss the both sides of things, that is yin and yang. Keep healthy, need to keep balance of yin and yang. For our body, if yin and yang balance is broken, it will lead to disease. Here I show a picture of a book. This is Dongming in Chinese pronunciation, and the meaning sometimes translates as the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine. This book is really a classic work of traditional Chinese medicine, and it is an ancient book, and before 2,500 years ago. It records many principles and thoughts about health preservation. Some of them are still used today as health guidelines. And balance of yin and yang is one of the important health principles. In Beijing, there's an opinion is the relationship between yin and yang, that is both opposite and unified. A dynamic balance between yin and yang will lead to a physical and a mental health. So, what is yin and yang? Generally, it is two aspects of the whole. There are both opposite and interrelated. So, firstly, they are very different. The yang is characterized by vigorous, extroverted, ascending, warm, bright, active, or excited. But the yin is, the characteristic of the yin is opposite to the yang. It's still or introverted, descending, cool, dark, static, or calm. So, yes, yin and yang are very opposite, but at the same time, they are not independent, but closely related to each other. Yes, they are relative concepts. For example, here I put some pictures, small pictures here. This is a season, different season. When we mention the different season and time, for example, because the summer is hot, the winter is really cold. Which one is yang? Which one is yin? Yes, relatively, summer belongs to yang and the winter belongs to yin. And for the daytime and the night, yes, the daytime is bright, it belongs to yang. And the night, during night, it is dark, it belongs to yin. These are the examples of nature. So, what does the yin and the yang in nature have to do with us? Why we have to concern about the nature? That is because nature and man are as a whole. So, an important healthy principle is to adapt to the changes of the 4 seasons and then help us to keep balance in and out. The seasons are very different from winter, autumn, summer, spring. Yes, they are very different. And with the changing of season, yin and the yang are also changing. Relatively, winter and autumn belongs to yin, and summer and spring belongs to yang. People can adjust their diet and the daily life according to the changing role of yin and yang in 4 seasons. For example, we can nourish yin in autumn and winter, nourish yang in spring and summer. For example, we can take more pears and honey because in autumn and winter, because these 2 things have the function to nourish yin. Take the summer as an example. Generally speaking, summer is hot season, belongs to yang. The weather is hot. People easily sweat. We'd better drink a lot of water or lotus seed soup to clear overheat, to relieve the damage to yin. But sometimes in summer, people always drink or eat too cold. Then it will damage yang of our body in traditional Chinese medicine idea. Especially damage spleen yang. It will lead to some symptoms. For example, diarrhea, stomachache, nausea, vomiting, like that. So ginger has a function to warm up. So we can eat more ginger in summer to prevent too much cold in stomach. Here is a picture. So it's a moxa stick. Actually, it is a moxa stick. Yes, it is burning. The practitioners use it to warm some acupoints. So this is a moxibustion treatment. So there is a special treatment. It's a winter disease treated in summer. We can use moxibustion in dog days. That means in the very hot days, we use a hot method, warm method, because some chronic lower back and leg pain or asthma, they always severe in winter. So this is a special treatment. It's about the traditional Chinese medicine. For what? Just for strengthen the yang to expel the cold in the body. For some winter disease, I just mentioned. So you will find in the same season, why does healthy cow method change? What depends? Actually, there is only one principle, just keep balance. Yes. No matter what changing happened during the season, we just keep balance with yin and yang. That is the principle. The only one principle. And next we'll discuss the principle of health preservation in traditional Chinese medicine holds that qi and blood motion, while the mentality needs calm. So motion and stillness should be moderate and keep balance. So we can also understand motion and stillness also is yang and yin with better keep balance. There are many effective Chinese traditional exercise. Maybe someone you know before. For example, first one is 五禽戏. This ancient exercise namely 5 animal exercise I will introduce later. And the other is 八段锦. The meaning is 8 section exercise. It's also very popular today. And the other one may be more familiar to you is Tai Chi, the shadow boxing. And also some others is Yi Jing Jing. That means muscle bone strengthening exercise. Yes, all these exercise is to make our body motion and to do some exercise to help the qi and the blood flowing smoothly. And at the same time, we also have some meditation exercise in Chinese traditional health preservation. Looks like the picture as a left. Yes, it's just breathing in a quiet state. So this is also the balance between the exercise and the stillness. The next I will introduce in detail about 五禽戏, that is a 5 animal exercise. 五禽戏 is a kind of exercise for healthcare in ancient China. Its founder was Hua Tuo, a very famous doctor in ancient China about late Eastern Han Dynasty. He was a very superb medical, skillful doctor. And he invented anesthesia for orthopedic surgery. He also good at herbal medicine, acupuncture, and he also concerned about health preservation. So he went 禽戏. 五禽戏, this 5 animal exercise, mainly imitating the movement of birds and beasts, and creates a set of health preservation exercise. Every animals, totally 5 animals, tigers, deer, apes, and birds. The exercise just imitating the different movements and the posture of these animals. Next, I will show you every one section of this exercise. Yes, it's just imitating the 5 animals versus tiger. Tiger is a king of the animal. So it not only has strength, but also very fast to hunt. So when we imitate, this lady is a national coach. You will find in the picture, you will find the very special hand posture to imitate a tiger's paw. So when imitate tiger, you're full of strength and a very, how to say, they also very angelic. And the next animal is deer. Deer looks like really lovely and cute. So maybe we have to think about why we just imitating the strong one, the larger one, the also one. So why we had to here will imitate the deer. Yes, it is also very flexible. Maybe it is always hunted by tiger, but it also has its own living skill. For example, run fast and agile like that. So next one is a deer. Next one is a bear. The bear, yes, looks very big. It is moving slowly. So you can find the coach imitating the bear move slowly. But what is the character of a bear? Maybe it is very different. It always full of the strength inside. So when practice, we just focus on the strength inside. And the next one is apes. Apes, yes, it's maybe among these 5 animals, it is the most flexible one. It's dexterity and very skillful to keep balance. So you will find the coach will practice doing the posture, imitating a ape to keep balance, that, and imitating the flexible posture of ape. And the last one is a bird. So the posture like flying. Flying and to keep the balance of our body. So we will find there are very different animals. Just I talk about that, why we not imitate all of the just also. Example, the tiger, lion, or bear, like that. Why we have to also imitate a deer or bird like that. That is, we need to learn from nature to keep balance. Do you think so? Every posture, every section of this exercise, when we do this exercise, we always continue to think about the relationship between nature and ourselves, and different posture, different moments, practice every part of our body to keep balance. Actually, every exercise has a different movement and posture and has different function to keep balance. And sometimes in traditional Chinese medicine, it also can regulate Zangfu organs. So from the 5 animal exercise, we learn about the balance function of body by imitating the characteristic different animals. When we practice exercise, we can just imitate one animal, flexible according to your own situation and time, and not too much, just right a little, don't be overtired. So that is also an idea to keep balance. The last one, I will talk about some acupoints. The meridian system connects our body up and down, inside and outside. So we have to pay attention to the connection of various parts of human body. Stimulate the acupoints from the body surface. We can regulate meridians, regulate visceral, and keep balance in and out. Here I will give you one example. Insomnia is it's a common disease in daily life. Many people suffer from this. And in traditional Chinese medicine, when we differentiate insomnia, there are several. One of them we will think about it is the imbalance of yin. What do you think about it? I just mentioned at the beginning, the daytime belongs to the yes, the nighttime belongs to me. So people during the daytime, the yang will dominate, and during night, yin dominate. But if the balance is broken, that means yang is too much. So during night, the yin cannot dominate because the yang is too much. So in this situation, the people will suffer from bad sleep. So in this situation, we will do a treatment from acupoints to reduce yang and reinforce in those two acupoints. The left one, this acupoint is a kidney 6. And this one belongs to kidney meridian. Yes, it belongs to yin meridian. And the right acupoint just belongs to lateral clearness, and it is bladder 62. This acupoint is belongs to Taiyang bladder meridian. Yes, it belongs to yang meridian. And because these two acupoints have special connection with other yin and yang extra meridian, so we can use these two acupoints, use a reducing and reinforcing methods to help to keep yin and yang balance, and then to treat the insomnia disease. Well, today I share some traditional Chinese medicine ideas of health preservation. So at last, so much about that, I will give a conclusion about the balance. The first one is human and nature. Keep balance, adapt to the changes of the seasons and the environment, and grasp the principle of yin and yang balance. Next, do you remember the 5 animal exercise, movement, and the stillness? Exercise and rest be better to be in moderation. This will be healthy. And the last one is the body. We always remember and think about that. Body is an organic whole in traditional Chinese medicine. So the health balance of the human body needs to be measured. Always need to be measured from an overall perspective. Well, so much about my speech today, and thank you very much for listening.